Hi, my name is Ashish, and in this video, we'll see a demo of how to create Azure AI Services multi-service account. And I'll give you the step-by-step walkthrough of creating and configuring your own Azure AI Services multi-service account. I'll just quickly log on to the portal and take it from there. All right, I'm logged on to the portal, and in here, you'll click on Create a Resource. Now search for Azure AI Services. Click on here. You see this option, Azure AI Services. Click on Create. I have a pay-as-you-go subscription. You can either create a new resource group or use an existing one. I'll create a new resource group. I'll do it as ASAR Azure AI Lab. I'll hit OK. I'm going to select the region as East US. I recommend you select East US or West US for optimal performance, or the region which is near to you. I can use any Central India or region here. You give it a name. Give your multi-service account a unique name, so it would be Azure AI multi-service account or MSA, whatever you want to. Depends upon which naming convention you're using. Now, pricing tier should be selected based on the expected usage. I am going to go with standard as 0. And here, by checking this box, I acknowledge that I have read and understood all the terms below. If you want to read all these things, you can. I'll select it and I'll review and create. And here it will mention all the things that you have selected. Hit create. It's initializing the deployment. You'll see it on the top right corner under the notification tab here. If you'll click on it, it will show you like this. Click it again. The deployment is in progress. Now we'll look at the configuration. Now click on go to resource. This is the Azure AI MSA multi-service account. I'll click on it. Resource group, status, location, subscription, ID, the manage keys. Click here to manage keys. I'll click on it. You'll see key 1, key 2, location, and the endpoint. And if you want to store these keys, you can I recommend using Azure Key Vault for all of your production environments. Now, if you want to configure the service specific settings, and you need to navigate to the specific service you want to configure, like encryption, you have the pricing tier, you have networking, identity, cost analysis, the properties. So there are specific set of instructions for all the services that are mentioned here. You can watch the documentation and link the configuration to your multi-service accounts. Now, if you want to implement AI services in your applications, now that your account is set up, you can also take a look how to use it in your applications. Let's say you want to use it in your REST APIs. Let's say for direct API access, you'll use the code. And then you can also do that using the client libraries. And for most developers, it is recommended to use the official client libraries. Now, there are some best practices recommended that you should keep in your mind. You should always look at the monitoring and usage tracking. You can set up the alerts or metrics, or set up Azure Monitor alerts for usage thresholds. You can implement detailed logging for service specific metrics. You can create dashboards for visualizing usage patterns. There are some security considerations that you should keep in your mind. You should rotate keys regularly every 30 to 90 days. You should use managed identities where possible, and you should implement network isolation using private endpoints from here. Firewall and virtual network, you can select networks and private endpoints. And you can add an existing virtual network, or you can add a new virtual network here. You can add a firewall slider range as well to allow access from the internet or from your on-premises networks. Or you can disable this setting, or you can allow the access from all networks. And there are some cost optimization strategies as well. You should always start with a lower pricing tier and scale up as needed. You should use reserved capacity for predictable workloads. You should set up cost management alerts, as I mentioned before. And if you would have noticed, if you go into the overview section, auto scale is set to disabled. You can auto scale automatically increases or decreases your resource rate limit based on the near real-time usage. So if you enable the auto scale settings, it will automatically increase or decrease the resource rate limit. That is why by default it is set to disabled. All right, I hope this was informative for all of you guys. If you have any further queries, please mention them in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day ahead. Bye-bye.